The scream inside the signal. From the diary of Emily Cale. If you've never had your little brother accidentally become a cosmic frequency receptor by licking an interdimensional gateway, congratulations. You've lived a life of peace I can only dream of. After Vega muttered something definitely eldritch sounding and just her wrist device like it was a magical remote control, she turned to me with that look again. The one that says, everything is terrible, and also you might explode soon. Mason needs to be scanned, she said. Now. Has not a barcode, I protested. Has a kid. Has a conduit, Vega corrected. And he triggered the pulse cycle early. That scream in the static you heard before? It's not just noise anymore. Mason looked pale, but also kind of thrilled. Wait. So I have powers now? Like glitch powers? No, Vega said. More like antenna powers. You're broadcasting. Broadcasting what? I asked. Vega hesitated. A signal that shouldn't be coming from this side. Not yet. That word again. Yet. I was really starting to hate it. We brought Mason to the old train tunnel, one of Vegas' safe zones. Shed set up a kind of Faraday cage inside it using copper wire, broken radios, and what looked suspiciously like parts from an old toaster. Once Mason sat in the middle, Vega activated the scanner on her device. It cast a beam of pale light that shimmered like frost across his forehead. Symbols danced in the glow. Ones I recognized from the dream. Spiral stars, concentric circles, coordinates in a language I wasn't supposed to read, but somehow did. I stepped back. Vega. I think I'm hearing the signal again. She nodded slowly. It's not just you anymore. Mason's amplification is pulling the frequency higher. And then, just like that, it hit. A sound like every door in the universe slamming at once. I fell to my knees, hands pressed to my ears, but it wasn't enough. The sound wasn't outside. It was in me. Inside my skull. Inside the mark. I saw flashes again. The chamber. The girl. More faces now. A circle of them, teens, kids, eyes glowing like stars. They were chanting. Or maybe humming. It wasn't English. It was older. One of them turned toward me again. Not the blonde girl this time. This one was me. A version of me with silver veins and eyes like storm clouds. You brought the key, she whispered. And then she screamed. I jolted awake. Vega was shaking me. You were out for 3 minutes, she said. What did you see? I looked at Mason. His nose was bleeding slightly. The glow had faded, but his expression was blank. They're calling us, I said hoarsely. And I think there's more than one version of us. Vegas' eyes narrowed. Multiphase resonance, she whispered. Echoes of ourselves across the grid. Across realities, I added. Outside, the static began again. Stronger this time. A countdown. Getting closer. Chapter 8. When the Sky Glitches. From the diary of Emily Cale. The first sign that something was wrong, cosmically wrong, came from the birds. They stopped. No crows, no sparrows, not even the obnoxious blue jay that dive-bombed Mason every Tuesday. Just silence. Vega noticed it first. She tilted her head, eyes scanning the cloudless sky. They're recalibrating the field, she muttered. The pulse knocked something loose. You mean like the frequency field? I asked. She shook her head. No. The veil. The thing between us and them. Them. Again with the capital T. Mason sat nearby, chewing on a granola bar like we weren't on the brink of a multidimensional crisis. So, should I not have licked it? Vega gave him the kind of glare that could cut through titanium. Too late now. Then the sky glitched. Not like lightning or weird clouds. Glitched. A horizontal tear ripped across the sky like a corrupted JPEG. For 1 second, maybe less, I saw something behind it. Stars. Yes. But wrong. Too many. Arranged in spirals. Pulsing. And in the center, a shape. A shape with eyes. I stumbled backward, heart hammering. What was that? I gasped. Vegas' voice was tight. A beacon flare. You just saw what's bleeding through. Bleeding? Mason asked. Reality, Vega said. It's cracking. We ran back to the gate chamber. The trapdoor was still open. Everything inside was humming, not with static this time, but rhythm. A heartbeat. Ours, but echoed, amplified, and multiplied. Mason's mark flared again. So did mine. And for a terrifying second, they synced. Perfectly. Vega stared at us. They are linking you. To what? To each other. To the others. The nodes. You're not just keys anymore. My voice shook. What are we? Vega took a breath. You're the signal path. If they want through, they need resonance. If they want resonance, they need you. Outside, thunder cracked, not from the sky, but from under the ground. The gate pulsed. Someone, was on the other side now. Watching. And waiting. While something from the other side saw me. Not just like I was standing in front of a window. More like I was made of glass, and it was reading every thought, every memory, every heartbeat. The gate was open, but only a sliver. Just enough for the humming metal to buzz like a struck tuning fork, vibrating through my ribcage. Vega's scanner lit up in a flurry of colors I don't think exist in the normal spectrum. Mason, she said urgently. Get back. Don't let the mark pull you in. Too late. My brother was already standing closer than he should have been. His pupils were dilated, eyes wide, like he was listening to a concert only he could hear. I grabbed his arm. Mason. Snap out of it. He didn't move. And then the voice came through. Not in English. Not in any language I knew. It sounded like layered whispers echoing through the bones of the earth. Somehow, I still understood. The node has aligned. The resonance has begun. The eye is watching. My stomach dropped. The eye. I'd seen it once before, in that skyglitch moment. A presence with no face, no body. Just awareness. Infinite and old. Mason blinked hard and suddenly gasped, like someone yanked a cord out of his soul. He stumbled back and nearly fell over. I saw them. The kids. In the chamber. But they weren't hooked up anymore. Vega turned. What do you mean? They were standing. Awake. And they were all looking at me. I froze. Did any of them say something? Mason nodded, voice trembling. Yeah. One of them said, "Has not supposed to be here yet." That cursed word again. Yet. Vega's wrist device beeped furiously. She stared at the data. The gate's shifting phase. That shouldn't happen without a full array. Translation. I asked. She looked at me grimly. Someone, or something, is opening gates somewhere else. We're not the only ones resonating anymore. I sat down on the edge of the metal platform, mind racing. So what now? We close it. No, Vega said. We can't. Not anymore. Outside, the sky pulsed again, this time, just for a second. Like the universe blinked. Then Mason asked the question I didn't want to hear. What happens when all the gates open at once? The chamber lights dimmed. And the static began to hum a melody. Like something ancient was warming up. The signal beyond. From the diary of Emily Cale. The melody in the static wasn't just sound. It was a countdown. Each pulse of noise, each low hum beneath the surface, felt like a clock striking in reverse. Not measuring time forward, but unwinding it. I could feel it in my bones, in my mark, in the way my thoughts didn't entirely feel like my own anymore. Vega was already in motion. Her wrist device flickered madly, cycling through diagnostics faster than I could process. Mason, she said sharply, you still hearing anything? He held his head like it was full of bees. It's loud. Like too many channels at once. They're talking over each other. I can't wait. He suddenly looked at me, eyes wide with terror. They said your name. Mine. He nodded. All of them. At once. A chill traced down my spine. The gate pulsed again, this time in response. Like it had been called. Like it had been named. Vega looked at me. You need to decide now. Decide what? I asked. She stepped closer, her voice softer now. You're not just the key. You're the anchor. That's why your frequency matches so many coordinates. The signal is binding to you. I didn't ask for this. I snapped. I know, she said. But they did. Before I could respond, the gate flared, brighter than ever. The floor shook. The hum became a scream. And the voice returned. The anchor awakens. The gate completes. I couldn't move. Behind the swirling blue of the gate, something shifted. A figure. No, figures. One by one, shadows stepped forward. The kids from my visions. The ones who had vanished. The ones ID left behind. And in the center, the blonde girl, the one who'd called me out before, raised her hand. You have to finish it, Emily, she said. You have to bring us back. I don't know how. You already did. The gate chose you. Everything was sound now. Lights. Vibration. Every cell in my body wanted to run. But something inside, something deeper, held me steady. I stepped toward the gate. Vega grabbed my arm. If you do this, there's no going back. I think. I looked at her, then at Mason. I already went. I raised my notebook. The final page, coordinates I didn't remember writing, flashed. The gate opened. Fully. A wind like static and memory and lost time roared through the chamber. The kids stepped through, one by one. Blinking. Breathing. Real. Alive. The blonde girl nodded at me. You brought the signal home. And then she was gone, vanished in a shimmer of noise. The gate shut. Silence. Just me, Vega, and Mason, standing in a chamber that felt somehow emptier now, and yet more complete. Mason spoke first. So, is that it? Vega smiled faintly. For now. I looked at my hand. The mark was still glowing, dimly, but steady. Like an ember. Something tells me, I said, this isn't the end. Vega nodded. No. Just phase 1. And as we climbed back to the surface, beneath a sky that still pulsed faintly with hidden frequencies, I realized something. The static hadn't stopped. But it wasn't screaming anymore. It was singing.